Okay. Good morning.
It is a good morning.
Yes, it is. Gosh, I'm excited to be here. This is the first time we've left my 8-month-old baby for the whole day. So I'm a little tired, but I'm very happy to be here.
You think your baby is missing you?
No, not a bit. He's with my mother, and he's having a ball. I'm the one who's nervous. But my question is actually about children. I want to have a baby. My son is adopted, and we adopted him at birth, and I love him dearly. But I have a desire to give birth to a child.
You like intense pain?
No. No.
Because the result is exactly the same.
Yes. So I've been told everything else exactly is the same. I'm going through, being, a new mom and being an older new mom, which is also a challenge, which is part of the reason why I think we weren't able to get pregnant. It's because of my age. But I still have this burning desire. First of all, I want another child. And I want to be able to experience pregnancy. And it was just something I had really wanted and grieved the loss of. And it was only until I was able to grieve that loss that, everything clicked and our son kind of miraculously came into our life. And,
well, we're very happy to begin with you because you help us in an exaggerated way to point out what goes wrong with so many of you. And we'll be very kind because everything about you is well-meaning and there are just some misunderstandings going on here. And this is a perfect platform for so much to be understood by so many.
Okay.
Most people who think about pregnancy are thinking about the end result of having a baby. You have the end result of having the baby, but are not satisfied with the process through which it came. We began earlier, and we know you heard us as we said, are you yet one of those who can be standing in a place where everything that you want has not yet come into manifestation, but you are satisfied anyway? And usually we tease our friends and say, because often they say, oh yes, we're there, and we say, we read minds and you're lying, because most people are getting the sense that that's a good place to be, but they're not there. And here you are admitting openly to the world that you have the end result of what you're looking for, but you're still not satisfied with the way it came. And we say, this is just a human characteristic that we think comes about because you have been so scrutinized by so many people about the way you accomplish and achieve things that you've got it in your mind that you need to do these certain things in order to get these results. And even when you get the results that those certain things would achieve, you still want to go back and do those certain things in the way that is normal. And we want to say to you that human friends are not even close to creating in what we see as a normal way. You're all working far too hard. You're working against yourselves so much about all of this. You get to decide everything you want, and everything that you want should be, in other words, we are not saying you do not have the right to want what you want. Right. We just want you to understand what's percolating in there that makes you not be satisfied with an outcome that is so satisfying.
I know that's what's very disturbing to me, because there's no way I could love my son anymore, and I want to have another child because I love being a mom.
Well, here's what we think it is. So most of our physical friends, because of, instead of paying attention to the way they feel and lining up so that they can receive what they're asking for, most are offering contradictory vibration, which makes everything come harder to them. But because expectation of living a certain way becomes easier and easier as you look around you. Many of you are expecting life to be fairly good, so life is fairly good for you, but we want to say to all of you, you are living nowhere near the extraordinary lives that you could if you would relax and let it in. But there is a big reason that so many of you do not relax and let it in. Somebody outside of you who needed some sort of behavior from you has convinced you that it takes struggle and pain and hard work in order to achieve anything. And so you have come as a mass consciousness, and certainly as individuals, and we can feel it powerfully with you here. You have come to the wrong belief that I must work hard in order to achieve things that are worthwhile. And if I don't, then I have not really earned this thing that has come to me. Mm-hmm. You don't want to inherit. Well, you think you do. You want to inherit. You want to inherit your fortune. When you don't have a fortune, you think you want to inherit it. And yet you are offering vibrations, most of you, all day, every day, that keep you from letting the good stuff in with ease. You literally train yourself to need to work hard at things. We agree with you. We believe that you love this baby as if you had given birth. We do not feel any disharmony in that statement and in the vibration that we feel from you. But we don't think you've earned this baby. In other words, you're teaching each other that you have to work hard and suffer in order to get anything that's worthwhile. You are. That is what is at the heart of all of this. What else could it possibly be? You have this magnificent baby. What else could it possibly be?
I've been kind of at a loss to figure out what that is.
We've just told you. You think you need to earn it. And we want you, if you can, today or in the days immediately following, we want you to get over this, or you will continue to elicit from your relationship with this child all kinds of tormenting things in order to justify that unfulfilled thing that is somewhere deep within you that you've been practicing that says, I have to pay a price for anything that is worthwhile.
See, I don't want to do that. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up, because I really want to let go of all this stuff that's clouding and that's been just making life pretty difficult.
Well, you wanted a baby for a long time.
Yes.
And as you wanted a baby a long time, you were thinking about having the baby in conventional ways for a long time. Yes. So you coupled with your desire the how, the where, the when, the who, how it would all come together. Oh, yeah. So it all is part of your vibrational patterning. And so now for you to sort of make an end run and get the baby without doing it in the conventional way, now there's a part of you that feels like you have to go back and clean that all up and make it the way that it should be. And we want you all to begin focusing so much on the end result and not nitpicking the details through which it will come. Because here what we're saying, we've written a book that says, ask and it is given. Ask and it is given. Ask and it is given. Not ask and beat your brains out and satisfy the world in all of its craziness and get everyone to agree with you that you've gone about it in the perfect way. Ask and it is given, you see. You don't have to suffer or struggle or work hard for anything. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would begin today saying, I ask and it has been given. When you define what you want and you think about why you want it, you clean your vibration up right away and it comes easily. But when you think about what you want and then you try to define how you're going to get it, when it's going to come, who's going to bring it, where it's going to come from, you almost always introduce all kinds of contradictory energy to your vibration and slow it down. So why do you want this baby?
Because I love being a mom.
Yes, and you are. Why do you want this baby? This baby that you have, why do you want it? Why did you want it? Why do you want it?
Oh, because I wanted to have a child. I had so much love to give,
yes.
and I love kids, and I wanted to share
align.
Are.
Everything's aligned. Why else?
I don't know, because it felt good to think about
When
it.
you think about wanting this child and having this child, everything's in alignment. But now, when you think about how it should come, immediately it gets out of alignment. When you think about when, where, who, all of those things. So the rule of thumb is you want to be as specific as you can be and still feel good. But what we've noticed is if you'll talk about what you want and why you want it, your energy cleans right up, you see.
Okay.
Also, we want to say to you that it is a very common thing for someone to want a baby and for whatever reason, always the same reason, misalignment of energy, not conceive. And you get so annoyed because you see people who don't even want to be pregnant getting pregnant.
And
so there's all that energy going on.
My sister got pregnant. She didn't want to, couldn't afford it, and I was in the middle of fertility treatments and couldn't get pregnant. It was very difficult.
But what we're wanting you to understand is, if you'll think about what you want and why you want it, your energy lines right up. When you're making all of those comparisons about how it will come and all of that, when you don't know the answers to the questions that you're asking, like how, you almost always offer contradictory energy that slows things down. But when you talk about what you want and why you want it, you know the answers to that. Your energy almost always cleans right up. So if you will think about what you want and not try to figure out how you're going to get it. When you get into your automobile, you don't feel the compulsion to get under the hood and work with the pistons and the belts. You just get in the car, and you don't feel usually unworthy of guiding your car around because you didn't build it or because you don't personally maintain it. And what we want you to understand is that as you focus, source energy is the engine that makes things happen. You no longer have to justify your end result by the struggle and suffering of the method. And that leads us to the most important thing that we will say to anyone ever. You cannot have an unhappy journey on your way to a happy ending. It just doesn't line up. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would fast forward rapidly to the happy ending that you are living relative to this. And we would stop beating the drum of how it came about, stop nitpicking about it. What we want to say to all of you is, when you ask, it is given. Don't go back and second guess yourself about whether it should have been given. And don't go back and second guess yourself about how it was given. Take the gift that was given, exaggerate your feeling of appreciation about your receiving of it, and then watch where you go from there. It's a very common thing for someone who has not been able to conceive to finally give up and adopt and then be able to conceive, because the lack of baby is no longer in their vibration.
Right.
But we don't feel lack of baby in your vibration.
No.
We feel lack of justification for baby in your vibration.
Okay. I was wondering what it was that was standing in my way, and you just gave it to me. Thank you.